Hi everybody, welcome to Healthcare Sucks. This is one where I can drive it home. Brothers and sisters, when it comes to healthcare, reach out to me because I've been doing this over half my life. Okay? Here we got Barr getting grilled over many things. That's Attorney General, new General Barr. Over the dismantling and refurbishing and making a bright new shiny healthcare system. Let's cut to the chase. First of all, I'll give you a little background. I've been doing healthcare for 30 years. I've been doing mental health for 15, almost 16. With that being said, I've also been an advocate for many years. I've been a representative. I've been on several committees involving the governor of our wonderful state of Oregon. Current, past, and past beyond that, and past beyond that one. I was on the intercommunity little for show band that they tried to get us together as a committee to take the fall when the healthcare system fell apart, and little Miss Brown here, that's our governor now, wasn't our governor then, but she had some interceding going on back then too. And when our wonderful Kiss Harbor was having fun with his girlfriend and wasting millions of dollars, in addition to that, not known to many people, him and his bunch of buddies, when they got all the healthcare dollars from Obama, everybody put big money on Samaritan. What's that called again? Inside trading? Martha Stewart? Does that bring up anything? Yeah, that's what should have happened to his little band of idiots up there in the capital of Oregon and his little ring of buddies and Kitzhaber himself. But oh no, we don't touch the guilty. You know, we let them just walk away with millions. And then little Miss Brown came in, got millions of dollars. She set up a broken computer system and a broken healthcare system right off the bat. It's documented. She lost millions of dollars. Then she tried to make, I believe it was, bring the Kentucky health plan, Kentuckians' health plan to Oregon. Bad idea. Wasn't any better than ours. And as a matter of fact, it's failed too. I've been doing this a long time. And the bottom line is you're never going to have the government out of healthcare. And there ain't much difference except for what they used to do is the insurance companies used to not have as much power and pull as they did. Believe me, they had a lot. But not as much as they did when they made it the Obamacare. With that being said, what happened was the money still went to the states mostly, unless you jumped on that bandwagon of the big healthcare plan. And then the governors took the money and split it up. That's no different than they've done for basically most of my life. Is they give the money to the states decide where it goes, and you got a bunch of these good old boys passing dollars behind the curtain to each other and wasting millions of dollars. Okay, so if you read my bylines here in my intro to Healthcare Sucks, I propose a new healthcare system called AmeriCare. Basically, wherever we can get the meds, as long as they're a good price. It's kind of like gas wars. You guys, if you're older, we used to have gas wars. I know, I'm a dinosaur. I remember gas 29 cents outside of Salem, Oregon one time when I was youngin'. That's from Farmer T. Yeah, he taught me that. Youngin'. Anyway, back to reality. So gas wars would drive down the prices, okay? What we need is a pharmaceutical war to drive down the prices. And like Trump was, Mr. T was trying to do, to put a cap on things or drive it down or bring in competition, that's exactly what needs to happen. Not only that, they need to pay for pain meds, mental health meds. We need to reinstate pain meds and mental health meds to where your local doctor has the power to give them out. People can, they work, bottom line. And they're, not only that, they're way cheaper than all this new wave medication that does not work. So here's my outlook. If you want to give us the phony baloney placebos, give us the placebos, but along with that, give us the real medication that works too. It's been proven for years. It works. It'll save money. One more touch on this addiction thing. Out of 60,000 people, less than 10% had a written prescription. You're not going to read that on CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox News. None of those bozos. Okay? So the truth is, we've always had addiction. But by cutting the pain meds now, the feds are allowing the heroin to run amok, and the fentanyl and everything else. So that's where the deaths are coming from. They are on the government's heads. Not necessarily the current president, but more to the past administrations and the ones behind the Iron Curtain, I call it. Okay? So with that being thrown at you, let's say, what needs to be done is AmeriCare needs to cover the people. Of course, pre-existing is going to get covered. There's no fight over that. That's a bunch of hooey. Pre-existing is going to get covered. We need to also lower the copays for seniors, disabled, the needy, whatever you are. You know, I understand covering newcomers, let's call it. Okay, but let's put restrictions and requirements. If you've been here less than 5 years, you are required definitely to work, not only for your food stamps, but for your health care. I'm not saying current people that have lived here your whole life. No, they should not have to do these things. These things are, as that one side of the fence called the left would say, entitlements. Pretty much so, if you've lived here your whole life and you paid taxes, you do have entitlements, and you are entitled to your health care. You're entitled to, if you get needy, your food stamps. So I don't want to hear about all that. The truth needs to come out. And that's what, if you tune into several of the good channels, which I'm going to start doing reviews daily at the end of my broadcast. Shout out, let's call it, as one of the greats out there that's upcoming newscaster says. So we can fix these things. We can take care of these things. This hooey of this Mrs. Sean wanting to waste time and money on why the healthcare, this change, that change. Yeah, we need to change it. We need to change it completely. And I encourage any government official to contact me direct, all the way to the president's office. And by the way, I have contacted the president. I've contacted our current governor, previous governors, worked with them. I've got little plaques on my wall. Again, one of these days I'll have my computer all set up nice, and I'll have the programs set in, and I'll show you all this when we start out. And little completions of this and that, and basket weaving 101, and etc. But with all that, guys, don't believe half of what you hear. We could fix this healthcare thing in a week if I was running things. We just set it up, very short base. I could probably do it in 100 pages, guys, not thousands. And it'd be a great thing. I think the government would, or the current president would sign it. I know there's going to be balkers, you know. Whoa, was that a Farmer T moment there? I'm sorry, I don't know why Farmer T keeps coming out in these things. By the way, we are having another interview coming up with Farmer T, and we're going to have a special guest. His dog Booger. And that's quite a dog, let me tell you. But he said he's going to drag him with him, so I guess I'm going to have him on the show. So with all that, again, healthcare sucks. Please keep an open mind to what's going on in the world. Won't hurt, again, to have a little water, a little food. Do what you can. You live in an apartment, you can do a little bit. You know, dried rice, beans, some canned goods. You know, if you like Pepsi, Pepsi. If you like Coke, Coke. You know what I mean? And I suggest that anytime you have medications that are old, just bag them up, box them up. Do not throw them away or give them to the police. This is my personal opinion. That's a bunch of hooey. If the end of the world came tomorrow, you might have to have some of those meds. You know, there's, heaven forbid, the end of the world or the S-H-I-T, you know what, hits the F-A-N scenario. You're going to have to, we're all going to have to become first aid. Some of us that are more qualified are going to be doctors, dentists. We're going to have needs for medications and things. Because, again, the shelves are going to go bare. If you look back to Venezuela for a minute, you like that Venezuela? I do. Anyway, that's where the shelves were already bare like in the next day. They didn't show that on major news because they don't want you to see the truth. You know, with all that being said, tonight's shout out is going to go to Dabu. I believe it's Dabu777. Anyway, if you put in Dabu77, it'll come up. He's been around quite a while. He's a good guy. A very good young man. He's knowledgeable. He's not an idiot by no means. So tune in and check out some of his stuff. He covers a wide variety of what's going on and what's happening today. And it's factual. It's not fiction. Anyway, I'll send you over there to him. Like I said, we're going to start doing every night. I'm going to start picking random people, trying to push them up. That's how I got to start too, is some of the bigger guys have helped me. It's called Help Your Brother, man. We are all one. That's what we need to remember. There was a thing that ran a while back called the 99%. If you guys didn't get that, I'm going to explain it to you. We, you, I, your neighbors, everybody you're looking at probably is the 99%. I don't think any of us know those people that are the 1%, multi-billion dollar money making. You know, the people that basically wipe their, you know what's with $100 bills. Some of them wipe them with T-bills. That's a $10,000 bill. If you don't know what that is, you probably will never see one. But I'm telling you, Gates and all those monkeys, they wipe their butts with that. So, with that being said, this is a Healthcare Plus report on healthcare. And tune in. We're going to get, even if I have to do this by phone the way I'm doing it, I'm going to get out there. I've reached out to try to get some help again. Some of the guys that are going to help me have been really busy. But I do want to give shout outs where shout outs are needed, or, you know, deserved. And this one's to all you little people. You might think, if you're watching my broadcast, I can't do that. I can't. You know what? You got a cell phone, guys. It's very simple. Set up an account. If you don't know how, the basic, I can help you on the basic. Otherwise, YouTube's got some little videos. I wish they had more in depth for once you get to where I'm at, but they don't. But the basic is shoot your films, go in there, have your little account. You can get it set up in less than 30 minutes, probably. Shoot your own stuff, guys. Get out there. It's not about being a star. It's not about being number one. It's about we all are one. The one that could help change the world. That's you and maybe me. So with that being said, God bless y'all. Peace out. Love thy neighbor.